What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince of YouTube, PS Compulsion, signing in here, aka that 23-year-old kid with the light squeaky voice, aka Prince Anthony. And as the playoffs are fastly approaching, I gotta say, bruh, we are definitely looking ready to compete for an NBA championship, because in the last episode, we defeated the Golden State Warriors. But guess what? Right now, nobody is focusing on that, because as the playoffs draw nearer and as we continue to win more games, Bob Sanderson's name is in the headline, this time because of financial instability. The reporter asked me during the press conference if this financial instability is going to have an effect on us getting free agents, because Bob Sanderson is rumored to be having problems, just like my old owner of the New York Knicks, with his finances and with his other companies that he owned. And of course, the option that I chose for this cutscene was, it's just a rumor. Like, why are you guys talking about rumors when the Knicks won more than 40 games in an NBA season? Like, I don't want to talk about rumors. I want to talk about the New York Knicks, bruh. So I basically said, nope, it's just a rumor. And the reporter kept asking me, no concerns? I'm like, listen, bruh, it's just a rumor, and we are definitely going after free agents. But after the press conference, Porzingis and my head coach came up to my office and was like, bro, we need to talk right now. And I'm like, everything all right? Porzingis is like, does everything look all right? I'm like, dang, bro, calm down. All right, relax. Tell me what's up. And he was like, Wonder Boy has been running his mouth. I'm like, who are you guys talking about? And he's talking about Andrew Sanderson, my assistant GM, has been hitting up Kristaps Porzingis on Twitter, talking about he don't know when to pass, he needs to do this and that. And I'm like, really, bruh? Now all of a sudden Andrew wanna be talking mess on Twitter? Like, are you really serious, bruh? You cannot be assistant GM anymore. I need to fire this guy ASAP. He is trash talking our players on Twitter. Not even to their face, on Twitter. This is how you know you're not fit to be an assistant GM, bruh. So I was like, basically, I'm gonna handle it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Andrew, bring him to my office, and give him a piece of my mind. Because right now, Andrew, you need to get fired, bruh. You need to get fired ASAP. So after that meeting with Porzingis and my head coach, I brought Andrew into my office, and he was like, enjoying this beautiful day? I'm like, no, bruh, I'm not enjoying nothing, because right now, you need to get fired. You need to stop doing BS ASAP. You cannot be trash talking our players on Twitter. And he had the nerve to tell me that it's supposed to be motivational, it's supposed to help Porzingis. I'm like, listen, there are better ways to handle this situation other than being a keyboard warrior and going on Twitter and giving people a piece of your mind. Why not say it to their face? There are other channels of communication that you could use to communicate with our players. I mean, you're the assistant GM, bro. You could just call him into your office and speak to him. Like, come on, you don't have to take to social media to air your issues with somebody. Like, you don't have to do that, especially because it makes the team look bad, and it makes you look bad, and it makes our whole organization look bad, bro. Like, don't do that. He was like, okay, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And then the next day, guess who wanted to speak to me in the conference room? None other than the former owner of the New York Knicks, Philip Turner. I'm like, oh snap, what's up, bro? Long time no see. I ain't see you in a good minute. And he was like, yeah, it's been a while, but he's been busy roasting his own beans and making his own coffee, doing big things. I'm like, I see you, bro, I see you. I'm glad you're happy. But then I was like, listen, your passion for coffee doesn't seem to have dulled your passion for basketball. You've got more basketball stuff on the walls than when you owned the Knicks, which is surprising to me, because I thought I would have walked into the conference room and saw a whole bunch of pictures of like coffee all over the place or something else. But then he was like, the reason why I brung you here today is just to apologize for the way things went down with the team. He did not mean to leave me in the unknown like that and just sell the team and leave me in limbo, not knowing what was going on. And I was like, listen, it's fine, I'm okay, everything worked out well. Although I have to deal with Bob Sanderson, I'm pretty much fine, bro. You have nothing to worry about. It's nothing personal. I know your head wasn't in the game and that you had to move on. But then he was like, listen, I got one more thing I want to tell you. And he said, I'll get right to it since I know you're a busy man, but I'm trying to buy the team back from Bob Sanderson. I was like, whoa, excuse me, you want to buy the team back? I'm like, come on, bro, buy this team back ASAP. He was like, I never really wanted to sell the team in the first place, and I'm about to make Bob an offer that he cannot refuse. And then I was like, wait a minute, what about the other companies that you own? Wasn't you in financial trouble to begin with? And he was like, the guys that I'm partnering with now, they have so much money that it wouldn't be an issue. I'm like, listen, bro, I don't know if you robbing banks or doing some GTA stuff, but I'm with it. You got my full support, bro. Full support. Although you want me to trade for Vince Carter, and I disagree with that, it's okay, bro. I would really rather you than Bob Sanderson. And speaking of Bob Sanderson, after my meeting with the former owner, I was invited to Bob Sanderson's home to have a staff meeting with all the staff members for the New York Knicks. And Bob basically told us that he called this meeting because things are murky to him, and that he doesn't understand what our plan is and doesn't understand what we're trying to accomplish as a team. And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we speak about this before? I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do with the team, but you're the one making all these changes. But then he was like, digging deeper, I want to know what is our goal for the rest of the season, and he wants it out in the open for everybody to hear. And I'm like, wait a minute, why are we doing this towards the end of the season? Shouldn't we have done this once you became the new team owner? And then he was like, listen, I'm gonna give the floor to anyone who wants to speak. And I was like, listen, bruh, about these rumors though, that's what I want to know about. What is really going on? Because you're not being 100% honest with us. I have no idea what's going on, what you want to accomplish, so you gotta tell me what's up, bruh. Especially when it comes to these financial rumors, I want to know what's going on with the team. Are we relocating? Do you have financial issues? You got to come out and tell me what's going on, because it makes us question things, especially when your son is giving me orders about doing other stuff. Listen, I'm just confused right now. I have a ton of questions. You take the floor. You tell me what's going on. And Bob Sanderson was like, basically, I would not do nothing to jeopardize this team. I put this team first, and I definitely want to win, but I am a businessman, and that he has to make investments. And basically what I got from him saying that is that he don't want to put all his eggs in one basket. He want to make other investments because he wants to maximize his return and get the most money. And then he decides to tell me that he is never selling the team. He has zero interest in selling the team. I feel bad for my old team owner. I really want him back because Bob Sanderson is really messing things up. And now he's telling me that we need a plan for the future. And he asked me, what is our plan going forward? And the two options that I had to choose from was our goal is a top 3 pick, or our goal is to win. Now, to be totally honest with you guys, both of these are my actual goals. I do want a top 3 pick, but at the same time, I really believe that this team could compete for an NBA championship this season. But I decided to go with the second option, primarily because we already have that top pick in the NBA draft. Looking at the Mygm lottery odds, we are projected to have the #1 pick, which we got from the Indiana Pacers in that Carmelo Anthony trade, which also brought us Gohan, Corey Joseph, and Lance Thomas. And I was like, listen, our plan right now is to win because we already have that pick. We have nothing to worry about, bruh. And then he's like, listen, I understand that we've been having an amazing season. Finally, somebody recognizes that we're having an amazing season, bruh. We're the New York Knicks without Melo, and we're having an amazing season. And then he begins to tell me about the top 3 picks again. I'm like, listen, I already have a top 3 pick. I'm projected to have the #1 pick right now, bro. Don't worry about it. He was like, playoff or not, I don't think we're where we need to be for the future, and that he's still telling me to go out and get a top pick. I'm like, listen, right now we're projected to have the #1 pick. If we don't get the #1 pick in the NBA draft, I'm gonna be beyond upset, but I'm gonna do whatever needs to be done to get the first overall pick in the NBA draft. Don't worry, bro, I got this. So after this meeting, we have our goals and what we want to accomplish. Don't worry, I got this in the bag. Our team is looking good, and the push to the playoffs continue here on this New York Knicks Mygm mode. Can we win the playoffs? Can we even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? Or are we going to get knocked out in the first round? Are we going to get that first overall pick in the NBA draft? Or are we going to fall to second or third? Is Derrick Rose going to remain a Knick next season? Is Chris Bosh going to sign for less than $22 million? All these questions and more will be answered on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Ah, man.